The controller space on your PlayStation 5 is heating up. There are a ton of new entries, and today we are going to look at this, the BFG Pro by Victrix. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. If you are looking at this side of the table and you're like, holy crap, the DualSense Edge is over there. Well, we've already done a video on the DualSense Edge. We did the unboxing, we reviewed that controller. If you're seeing this video and you are curious about the DualSense Edge, add it to your watch later list and watch this video about the Victrix Pro, and then go see the DualSense Edge. Or if you've already seen the DualSense Edge and you want to know how does this one stack up, well, we're going to look at this one. We might compare it, but I want to do a full comparison video in a later video. So today we're going to do an unboxing. We're going to talk about what's included in this Victrix BFG Pro. But before we do that, we need to actually unbox it. Now, before we do the unboxing, this video is sponsored by me. Actually, it's sponsored by me. So you see a lot of controllers up here. I have about $1,000 worth of controllers on this table, and I bought them all with my own money. Nobody sent me this. Nobody sent me this controller. Nobody sent me any of these controllers. Well, that's not true. I was sent the Be Savior controller, which I've done tons of videos on already, so I don't need to talk about that today. But if you are liking the content in this video, please subscribe, hit the bell so that you'll actually get notified, and give me the thumbs up. Tell me you like what we're doing here, because I'm spending a lot of money out of my own pocket to bring you guys these reviews, and at least give a thumbs up so that I know you like it. All right, now this is the Victrix BFG Pro, or the Pro BFG. BFG standing for big, I don't know, gun? Big gun? I don't know. Anyway, so this is actually a very, very special controller that a lot of people are raving about. So I wanted to get my hands on this thing and just see if it's worth the hype. So let's do a quick unboxing and then we'll talk about the features of this controller. And to do that, we're gonna use my ridiculously sharp knife, which is probably not as sharp as you think it is. We'll cut this first without cutting my face off, and then see, how does this go? Does this flip up? Oh, there's one on the bottom too. I should do both. Let's do both. The packaging on this, I must say, is very high quality. It is full color print. This is an officially licensed PlayStation controller, so it carries the official PlayStation design. So you can see that matches that. And it's, I don't know, I kind of like purple, so I'm a sucker for purple, but this should just lift off now. There we go. Okay. Now, one thing you'll notice, it comes in this fancy case and it's just sitting in there like that. I'll put the case down. See what else is in the box. We've got a Pro BFG getting started. Scan the QR code to access your product quick start guide. So there's a QR code there and a bunch of very small print that someone like myself is not going to be able to read. So hopefully by scanning that QR code, magic will happen. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to see what's inside this case. Again, the purple and black, which I like. We'll zip that open. We're going to open it up. And first off, I always like starting in the top at what's in here. So, wow. Okay, it's actually strapped in there with Velcro so it doesn't fall out. So this is a USB-C cord that is roughly 10 feet long. It's a braided shield on there, so it's gonna be pretty durable, and that's handy to have. Now this is a wireless controller, so you don't need that. The big advantage of this is it's got this module here, which we will cover in a minute, but I wanna just get everything out of here. It's got some controller rings right there. Let's get the controller out. Ooh, it's got 2 levels. Wow. Ooh, Pro BFG dongle for PS5. So this is concerning, and we're gonna look at this in a minute, but that's there. So that takes the bottom layer off here. Now I've got, okay, that's cool. It comes with a Victrix branded, it's like a screwdriver, but it's not, but that's how it holds the modules in place. So we'll talk about that again in a minute. It's got adjustable thumbsticks, like that, as you can see, and we have swappable D-pads again, like that, and I have no idea what that's for. We're gonna find out what those are for. That's everything that's in here, so I'm gonna close this up and put that away over there, like that. Now, first thing we got to do is pull this plastic off of here. So there's one plastic, and there's 2 plastics, like that. And that's the controller. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice is that the style of the controller is quite different. The shape is quite different. And I'm not sure exactly why that is, but it is. So I'm gonna hold it in my hand and see how it feels. It doesn't feel bad, but it certainly does not feel quite as premium as the PlayStation 5 controller, even though the price is actually quite high. It's got the back buttons on here, which are molded into that case. They do fit kind of right where your fingers would fit. So for clicking them, it's easy to click. And as you saw already, this D-pad is adjustable. So I can go like this and swap the standard D-pad that you're used to on there, which, I mean, for me, I would prefer to do that. It also comes in the standard offset configuration, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but let's look around to the front here. We have 3 switches here: PS5, PS4, you see, and PC. So we'll put that like that. So it is compatible across multiple devices. Now, in PS5 mode, it's got this dongle, which it says, what does it say? Pro BFG dongle for PS5. Now, I haven't plugged this in, so I can't say for certain, but I believe I need to plug this into the PlayStation 5, and then this would pair to the dongle and then work on the PlayStation 5. That gives you the accessibility for PS5 games, but I have a question, and we're gonna cover that question in the functionality test, which will be a future video, and that is certain games require you to have a legit PlayStation 5 controller, and that's because those controllers, let me flip these switches back, those controllers have the adaptive triggers so that you can experience the full experience of the game. Now, these do not have the adaptive triggers. It does have adjustable clicky triggers. So it does have, you can have this set to full trigger. Now, these are not adaptive triggers, they're just analog triggers. So they'll work just like your PlayStation 4 triggers. They won't have the adjustable resistance built in, but you've also got these here, which will release a trigger stop into there so that now it has a very short throw trigger. Now I can say that the throw on those is actually very, very short. Also the top, the R1 and the L1 buttons are quite clicky. They feel more like mouse click buttons rather than your standard PlayStation shoulder buttons. To re-enable or to release this trigger stop, basically what you do, you slide that over and then pull the trigger, and while it's held, you let go of that, and then you'll have your adjustable trigger again. Or I can go like that and it releases the trigger stop. I also have the standard buttons up top here, your share button and your whatever that is, the settings button. There's an additional button right here, which again, I don't know what that's for. I believe it'll be for your Victrix settings, because you need to be able to program your back buttons, and you also have the ability to save profiles onto your computer so that you can access those. So that would most likely be done through those buttons. Now, so let's look at the adjustable height thumbsticks. So these should, that just pops right off, and this guy pops on. Let's see how that goes. Like that. Excellent. And interestingly, this comes with one mushroom top thumbstick, but it only comes with one. So the tall one is a concave thumbstick, and it's quite tall. It's actually very tall compared to this guy. It's comparable to that guy. That's good. I like a tall secondary thumbstick, so that's excellent. And then we've got these rings. Now, I don't know how these rings swap. We'll explore that in a minute. I'm not going to use those anyway. And then we never did figure out what the heck these are for. Now it's time to break out the secret tool and see what this does. So if I use this tool, the first thing I want to do is check this out. So I can release this and I can release that. And this is where the magic of this controller comes to life. See, a lot of you guys like the Xbox layout or the Nintendo Switch layout. That's with offset thumbsticks. I've never gotten used to that. I've never really enjoyed that. So by releasing those screws, I can take this module out, and it is completely reversible. Now I can stick it right back where it came from, like that. And then I can lock this back down like this, just like that. And now I have more symmetry, which I like. So I can go like this and have my standard PlayStation controller layout. And I gotta say, it actually feels pretty good. It took me a while to get used to the PlayStation 5 controller. This is very good. Let me release those trigger stops. I could see myself using this controller. I gotta say the back buttons do feel quite cheap. And for a premium priced controller, those back buttons are kind of a bit cheap for me. I'm really not sure that I like them. Now that brings us to the final trick. So this right here, I can undo on the other side here. Now I think I can put this the other way here like this. No, they force me to not do that. So you can't flip this side. If you're wondering, can you flip this side? There's a ring there. It has a stopper, so it only goes one way, which is fine. And that's also how I would replace these. So that's got to just pop out. Oh, does it pop out the bottom? I don't know how that pops out. I'm not gonna try even. I don't care that much. Do those go? Here's the part I want to show you. This guy, this is, let me peel those thumbsticks off. This is the FightPad Pro. So if I drop that in there like that, and then I screw this on like this, just like that, I have converted this into the ultimate fight pad, which is supported on your PlayStation 5 with PlayStation 5 games. So if you got the brand new Street Fighter and you wanted a competitive controller, we reviewed, oh man, we reviewed the, what was that, the Hori Fight Pad in a different video, and I told you don't get it. It was garbage. And it is garbage, but it was so expensive. This controller was only a little bit more money, but because it's got these swappable modules, I can put this into fight pad controller mode like this. These buttons are actually, they're like mouse click buttons, so they're instant click. It gives you your R1 and your R2 for your heavy kick and your light kick, or your heavy punch and your heavy kick. So it's right where you want it. And then you've got the D-pad, and if you want, you can swap these different D-pads on, which give you a little bit more of a competitive advantage, if you will. So overall, the controller feels pretty good, and the features and functionality of the controller is also really good. So overall, I would rate this controller really good. It's a really solid controller, and who's gonna buy this? The person that's gonna buy this is someone who wants that fight stick, wants a competitive controller, has a PlayStation 4, and maybe is getting a PlayStation 5. This one would work on your PlayStation 4. And then when you upgrade to your PlayStation 5, it would work on your PlayStation 5 as well. Or somebody who just can't get their hands on a DualSense Edge, and possibly somebody who doesn't want to use a B-Savior controller just because of the layout. This one has a very distinct and exact purpose, which is it's good for what it does. It's quite expensive, but I've had the Scuff controller, and I would say this is miles better than the Scuff controller. I really did not like the Scuff controller. This one's different enough that it's a choice to get this controller versus just getting stuck with a knockoff first-party controller with third-party add-ons. So this is a very, very good controller. I'm not sure if it's for me. I will do a feature review hands-on of this controller, we'll hook it up and run through the settings and the functionality in a different video. So stay tuned for that one. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.